Okay, so are you ready to dive into something kind of different today? We're looking at luxury flowers in Hong Kong, and you know me, I'm always up for exploring the fancy side of things. You sent over the details from Flower Delivery Hong Kong, and now I have to know more.
Yeah, it's definitely a world unto itself.
The website kept mentioning signature flowers, almost like they're, on another level. What's the deal? Is that just marketing, or is there something truly special about them?
I think it's more than just marketing. When they say signature, it usually means we're talking about rarity, really high quality and that wow factor. So think like exotic orchids or peonies, those picture perfect ones, or unusual garden roses, not your average grocery store flowers.
There is something about getting a flower that's like rare, right? Like it just hits different.
Exactly. And it's not just about the flower itself, but the feeling, the message it sends. Like a bouquet of super rare orchids, it just hits differently than a dozen red roses, even though both are beautiful in their own way.
Yeah, I totally get that. It's like receiving a first edition of a book versus like a paperback. They both tell the story, but one just has that extra oomph. So we're talking about the flower itself being unique, and then the arrangement. That's a whole other thing, too. Right?
Yeah, and the website had a good example. They have an arrangement called Charms of Roses. It's listed as a signature item, and it's priced at HK $549. So you can already see it's a whole different price point.
Makes sense. Okay, so then we have these luxury bouquets. They sound impressive, obviously. What makes them different? Is it simply having more flowers, or is there like a design philosophy behind them?
It's really about the artistry. Luxury bouquets, it's about floral design as this elevated art form, not just throwing a bunch of pretty flowers together. It's about balance, texture, and creating a sense of opulence with the arrangement.
So like comparing a regular bouquet to one of those crazy flower installations you see at like an art gallery, both are beautiful, but one is clearly on another level.
Exactly. And the website even mentioned creating depth and layers, using complementary flowers to form a rich, full display. So much more thought goes into it.
It's like the difference between like someone who throws on clothes and someone who like really knows style, you know?
Right, and it's intentional. Every stem, every bloom is placed just so.
Speaking of intentional, I loved how the website talked about the packaging for luxury bouquets. It's not just about the flowers, it's a whole presentation.
Oh, absolutely. Presentation is everything. It elevates the whole experience. Like think about when you get a really beautifully wrapped gift.
The best.
Right. It's almost as exciting as the gift itself. It's that same principle. Beautiful boxes, elegant ribbons, premium wrapping paper. Those details make a difference.
For sure. I mean, anyone can pick up a bouquet, but a luxury bouquet, it's like, okay, they put effort into this.
Yeah. It shows you're worth that extra effort, that this is something special, not just an afterthought.
100%. And speaking of going above and beyond, we got to talk about these add-ons they mentioned. The champagne, chocolates, personalized notes.
Oh, yeah. That takes it to a whole other level. It's about creating a whole experience around the gesture.
What do you think is the appeal there?
People love that personal touch. It's like they're not just sending flowers, they're sending a feeling, a curated message.
Like instead of just sending flowers for a promotion, it's a luxury bouquet and champagne. We're celebrating you.
Exactly. Or like for an anniversary, a handwritten note with a special memory. It becomes about the emotions those flowers represent, not just the flowers themselves.
It's like you're curating this whole sensory experience around it, not just a visual thing.
Exactly. And it shows you put thought into it, like you said, which makes it that much more meaningful. So tell me, if you were sending flowers in Hong Kong, when would you go all out with a luxury option?
That's a good question. Like what kind of occasion calls for that? What's the message?
Well, I think any major milestone, a big birthday, a big anniversary, definitely a wedding. Or even for business, like a really important client gift. It's about matching the level of the gift to the importance of what you're, celebrating or commemorating.
So it's not just about how much it costs, it's the thought behind it.
100%. It's like saying, this is really special to me, and you deserve something that reflects that. A regular bouquet is nice, don't get me wrong. But going luxury, it says, this moment, this person, they're worth pulling out all the stops for.
This has been so fascinating. I never thought I'd get this deep into like the nuances of luxury flowers. Who knew?
Right. It's amazing how something as simple as sending flowers can become this art form, this whole language of its own.
It really makes you think about like what other everyday things could be elevated, just by adding that extra touch of thoughtfulness and care.
Now that's something to ponder, isn't it?
You guys heard it here first. Until next time, happy gifting.